Hi, Archit. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Where are you working at currently? What job offers have you got?
So hi, I'm Archit. I'm currently a final year student. I'm doing my MBA from HEC Paris. Before this, I was working in Singapore. I worked in the banking industry at UOB and then at a fintech for about 6 years in a product role. After my MBA, my goal was to switch to consulting. And with the help of Case Prep Zone, I was able to get offers from Bain in Singapore and McKinsey for the Hong Kong office.
Thanks for that. Second question is that what made you decide to prepare interviews with Case Prep Zone, and how did your case interview knowledge improve after the coaching session?
Absolutely. I think I heard of Case Prep Zone first online when I was Googling for it. And I went to the website and read the testimonials of people who have already gone through it. And there were numerous success stories with people with the same background were doing the MBA or studying and looking to get into consulting with no previous experience. What really drew me the website and made me sign up was the coaches. So Case Prep Zone had coaches right from ex-managing directors to associates. So people who had designed the process and people who had been through the process the numerous times across all different kinds of companies, from Google to Bain to McKinsey to Oliver Wyman. So regardless of which company I was preparing for, I knew I could get a coach that could help guide me through the process very well. That's what really got me, interested in signing me up for Case Prep Zone. As to how it helped me, I think it was an enormous boost in my application process. So just to be very honest, before I had applied for an internship at all these companies and I had failed in the final stage in all of the MBB application processes. After going through Case Prep Zone, as you know, I received offers from two of them. And I think the difference was in the details. So with my coach Mike, I had a resume review, I had a cover letter review, and then he went in detail over what every company is particularly looking for, what are the keywords they want you to say, what are the areas you should avoid. This was really helpful. In addition to this, obviously we had a lot of casing practice. Unlike general casing when you do with someone inexperienced case partners, Mike was a very experienced case partner, so he was able to tell me even to the detail of this is a pause that makes it look like you're not sure what you're talking about, or this is a better way to structure. So he was able to guide me in detail, and most people reach up to, let's say, 80%, but they're not able to make the final 20% to get in. He made sure I was able to push myself for that final 20% and get these offers.
Thank you, Archit. That's an excellent answer. Do you still recall what was the biggest worry before you doing any case practices? Like, is it the interview processes about the different type of the case, or is there anything that got you worried and you wanted to improve on?
What is unique about Southeast Asia is that Bain has a different recruitment process. They have a concept called the written case, which doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. Therefore, my college wasn't really able to prepare me for that. And this is a stage I had failed at previously as well. When I reached out to Mike about this stage, he was actually able to source and prepare 3 custom written cases for me to practice and go over them with me. That was of enormous help because that kind of cases is only done in Singapore and Southeast Asia. It's very hard for you to practice them without having help from someone like Mike from Case Prep Zone.
Thank you. Could you also share with us how did the feedback and guidance from our interview coaches impact your overall interview performance?
Generally, the way it would work is I would have a case study with my coach and then I would get detailed feedback from them. What I liked about the feedback is also how structured the feedback was. It wasn't haphazard feedback about anything. It was very structured and it went over generally a few categories: how your communication skills, your personality, the depth of your answers, the way you structure your answers. There are a few more I can't exactly recollect, but when you do it with the coach, he'll give you 6 or 7 different categories, and each of these categories are given detailed feedback on what you have done right, what you could improve, and what you should absolutely avoid. The really nice thing is that the coach also takes down the feedback, so in the next time you do a case study, he's also watching out to see whether you've changed or not, or whether you've improved or not. So it's a very guided feedback process, and that really helps you in improving your casing skills and your interviewing skills.
It's good to hear that Mike has held your hands along the journey and help you with improving your performance along the way. Last question from our end is, there are a lot of coaching platforms out there? And in your own opinions, and what sets our interview coaching services apart from the other similar services?
There are a few things that stand out. Number one, Case Prep Zone is Asia focused. Kind of coaches which you have from all over the Southeast Asia region and I think even Japan are amazing. A lot of platforms are globally focused. They have coaches from the US and Europe, but they hardly have anyone from Asia. And that's a huge barrier because a lot of interviewing needs that Asian touch. You need to understand what the offices in Singapore are looking for, who are they looking for. That makes a big difference if you know someone from those offices who's guiding you along the process. So I think that's a big difference. The second thing is I like the way Zone has selected its coaches. So these are not just industry professionals, they are actually good teachers. Like my experience as Mike was not that he's a good consultant, but he was actually very good at coaching someone through the process. That makes a good difference because a great consultant doesn't always equate a great teacher. So you could have an MD of a company, but he would not necessarily guide you through your feedback the way Mike did. Lastly, I also think it's just the quality of resources. So like I said, for Bain, I had to do a written case and Mike was able to source 3 different written case samples. These are available nowhere else online. I have searched through multiple platforms and sites and it's very hard to find written cases. But because of the quality of coaches and resources, Mike was able to source 3 of them for me to solve and that was really helpful. So I think these 3 things really set Case Prep Zone apart from the other platforms out there.
Thank you so much.